1 in 8 men will get prostate cancer in their lifetime. For black men like me, that risk rises to 1 in 4. They're truly shocking stats, which is why I want everyone to take the Prostate Cancer UK's online risk checker right now. If you catch prostate cancer early, there's a good chance that it can be successfully treated. So don't leave it to luck. Check your risk and find out what to do next at prostatecanceruk.org/risk check. Men, we're with you.
Hello and welcome to Full Time here on AFTV. Charlene, thanks for joining me.
No problem.
James will be here soon, don't worry. I know Turkish said that James will be here. I'm not James, I'm Harvey, but James will be here soon. It's just ended Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 2. We spoke at half time. We were winning 1-0. How are you feeling post-game?
Post-game, I'm feeling a bit relieved. I mean, that was a completely different second half, wasn't it?
Honestly, I said that about the first half, though. I said the first 15, solid. Last 30, wasn't sure. And I think I was right to not be sure, considering their 2 goals just came and we were just on the back foot.
Literally. To get a last-second equaliser.
Yeah. Do you think Arteta got his subs right today, or did he still leave them too late?
I mean, the fact that Lacazette managed to get that last-minute equaliser sort of says it all. You saw from when he came on, he was hungry. He wanted to get something from the game. Even Martinelli looked really good.
We spoke about Lacazette at half-time and, does he come on with Aubameyang? He did. They were both on the pitch together. So, I guess you were right, Charlene. But yeah, Martinelli, we spoke about him as well. He got his chance.
He did.
How do you think he played?
I think he played well. He showed, that sort of fight as well, which we need. He's so quick and sharp on the ball as well. He picked out a lovely pass. Unfortunately, Aubameyang didn't manage to get on the end of it.
We could have won that game.
So we could have won that game. We could have won it.
I want to talk about Tierney as well. Tierney, I said this off camera, but it was almost like, when he got the ball, he was like, "Oh, I'll do it myself," and then just whacked it. And obviously,
he had 2 shots, didn't he?
Yeah, I think the keeper got a touch on the bar.
Oh yeah, when it hit the crossbar.
Yeah, but come on, I mean, it was a shame. It was a shame, wasn't it? I just want to talk very briefly about top squad. You were doing quite well. I want to see where you finished. You finished 25th.
Oh, Harvey!
Charlene, not bad.
I went from 5th to 15th to 25th. The game was stressing me out a bit. I just forgot about top squad for a moment.
I finished in 8th place though. But yeah, top squad was all over the place. Ramsdale was worth like 59 million. It was crazy. But he had a great game.
He did, despite conceding 2 goals.
But were they his fault?
They weren't his fault. So
I mean, I think one of them was just too powerful. I think he got a touch to it, but it was just straight in the back of the net. Looking at some of the stats as well, full-time stats that is. I think it looks like I've got them written here as half-time. We had 17 shots.
Jeez. 17
shots with 6 on target. Palace had 9 shots with 6 on target. We had 53% possession. They had about 46%. We had 543 passes. They had 471. Pass accuracy, 87% to their 84%. It's quite an even game, but we dominated in terms of shots, and we should have scored more goals.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate that we didn't. But I mean, this is where we've been lacking a lot, haven't we? So that's definitely an area that we really need to pick up on. Stats are showing it.
So exactly, stats are showing it. I said this earlier. We had Aubameyang, Pepe, Ødegaard, Smith Rowe, and Saka all on in that first half. We only scored 1 goal.
So many attacking threats. I mean, but now from the substitutions that's been made, what do you say about the next game going against Villa? Yeah,
I mean, I think playing against Villa, I was going to say probably they're tougher opposition than Palace. But if we're going to play anything like that, I got absolutely no hope at all. What about you?
Just said it like it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I mean, in terms of our attacking threat, I think we perhaps need to, make some changes there. Yeah. The substitutions that we made today, they did have an impact.
Yeah, so I mean, Martinelli deserved his chance and he finally got it, as did Lacazette. Have we got any clips that we can play from fans? We've got no clips from fans, but there is a fan who was at the game who can come and replace me. Come around this way, James. So yeah, I will let you speak to James. James will chat to you. How are you, James?
Not happy.
Oh, okay, fine.
happy,
James,
sorry.
have the mic. Go ahead and
Thank you,
vent.
Harvey. Come and speak to us, James.
Sure. How are we?
I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not happy. But I want to be somewhat composed.
A game of two completely different halves. First half.
Actually, no.
No?
I thought we were shit in both.
Is it from
Yeah.
the get-go?
What minute did we score? 10 minutes in?
Yeah, 10
Something
minutes.
like that. I'm going to be quite ranty today, I can't lie, because I've lost my voice a little bit. I'll start with a couple positives. Look at you playing presenter and me. I quite like this.
I'm giving you time to
No,
cool
I
down.
like it. Okay. Let me start with the only not positives and consolations, but I mean that's it because then I'm not touching them again. Should have been a red card on Bukayo Saka.
100%.
Don't think there's any debate, and that does make a difference. Like people say, it's no excuse. No, it's absolutely no excuse for the performance. But please don't tell me it doesn't make a difference. Of course, it makes a difference.
Yeah,
it should have been a red card.
That would have been the whole second half.
Yeah.
They would have been a man down.
Lacazette, Martinelli made a massive difference. Lacazette with the equaliser, drawing and not losing, that is a good thing. Like you do throughout the season look at how many games you've lost and where you're picking up points. And we picked up a point today when we didn't deserve it. Like Brighton, we didn't deserve it and we got a point. That's pretty much it for positives for me. I felt throughout the first half when we took the lead and we went 1-0 up, there was almost this kind of job done attitude about Arsenal. And if it wasn't that, because obviously I don't expect the players' mentality to be that, what I absolutely do think it is players going, okay, now let's relax, let's play our football, let's draw them in, let's pick them off. And the Premier League's not about that anymore, it's about intensity. Teams like Man City and Liverpool against Watford the other day, they're wonderful on the ball, but they're so intense as well. They make it so difficult for you. And we didn't. We got the goal and we said, come on, Palace, and what have you got? And actually, they're a good side.
Yep.
And by the way, we all knew that. Me and Cecil spoke about on the build-up. They're a good side. There's a reason they came from 2-0 down against Leicester. There's a reason they came back from behind against West Ham twice. They've got this in them. We shouldn't be shocked about this. We took our foot off the gas. We invited them on, got into half-time. Luckily, 1-0 up. Should have been a red card, but whatever, we move. Second half, I thought Lacon came. I thought we actually started okay in the second half again. First 5-10 minutes, I thought we looked okay. Maybe not 10, I can't remember when their equaliser came.
It was quite early on. I think it was around the 51st minute or something.
Fair enough. Well, when I've stopped ranting, I'm actually going to try. I want to re-watch their goals so I can actually kind of give a genuine, decent analysis of it. But I couldn't believe how difficult we were finding all game to score and how easily they scored.
Yeah.
As I said, when I've seen the goals properly, you've seen them from a distance, and one of the screens didn't work. By the way, Arsenal, can you sort that? Because I didn't know what the time was throughout the whole game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm quite high up, and the
annoying.
TV kind of to my left was off. It didn't work. So we couldn't see that to the right, and it was under a roof, sort of. We couldn't see the time.
Oh, that
I know,
is
great.
so annoying.
So, what I think infuriates me is he wants to go for this patient, build-up play style of football. It's all about pulling them apart. It's all about movement. Great, but we've been trying it for 2 years, and we look worse going forward than we did under Emery.
Yeah.
Now, I stress going forward. Defensively, yes, we look better. Despite the 2 goals today, we look better defensively. But going forward, we look atrocious. At least under Emery, and even under Wenger, at least it was frantic. At least when you needed a goal, you knew we were going to do something. You knew it was going to be mental. You knew we were going to cause them trouble, whatever. Balls into the box, get into the byline, whatever. And we seem to be able to... We can't sustain attacks. So we have one chance, and then maybe 5 to 10 minutes later we'll have another. But it's never chance after chance after chance. 3 minutes of really putting them under immense pressure and telling them they've got to work for it. Palace were very unlucky not to win that game. We were very lucky to nick a point. There was nothing deserved about it. Vieira totally outclassed Arteta. And whilst I didn't have any real complaints about Arteta's starting 11, nor really the subs throughout the game, my biggest problem was fundamentally the attitude of the team when we go 1 up, or the attitude of the team where when we just start to look like we've not really imposing ourselves. We seem to not find another way to turn it around. It's plan A or there's nothing. That's kind of just all my thoughts just blurted out at once. Sorry. Hello.
No, that is...
I'm really like, we scored. I celebrated, obviously, because we scored. And I'm looking at the Arsenal players thinking, get back. What are you doing? Get that ball and get back. Because for whatever... Wolves were 2-0 down with 10 minutes to go. Anything can happen in football. 100%. I've seen Everton losing to United score 2 goals and win the game in added time. It can happen. I'm just being past an iPad. Probably because I have to work and not just rant. Anyway.
I mean, this is part of working.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, anyway, I think we've got some videos. You guys have been sending it in. Remember, the phone number appears on the screen. Let us know your thoughts. Maybe see if you could be a bit more composed than I am, because I'm really wound up.
We'll cool you down.
I know, thank you. I might get some water as you guys play these videos. Charlene will be hearing what you guys have to say. But anyway, we'll catch you in a sec. Let's hear your thoughts.
Hey guys, Ebe here. Positive and negative. No positive, because no positives when we lose. I feel like our midfield wasn't great today. Partey and Tomiyasu, they looked lethargic. Maybe it's the international games. It sucks that Saka had to get subbed off, off a dirty play. I think that turned the game around. And it shows that we don't really have a Xhaka replacement. It doesn't really work putting Odegaard back there. Lokonga, he's just not ready yet. He looks very raw still, and he's too similar to Partey. He doesn't complement him. And we lost the battle in the midfield, and Turkish was trying to tell you guys. Turkish was saying, are you guys concerned when we were 1-up that we are not getting possession? And I was concerned, and it shows, and we lost. That's why we lost the game. We lost it in midfield.
Lock up, man! Come on! Shit! It's like fucking morning already in fucking Australia, mate. But I'm sorry for all the bleeps, but yeah. Big up to everyone at AFTV. Yeah, your stream is actually running right now while we're watching the game. And big up to Laka for the last minute goal. Love you guys. Well, hopefully you can salvage something from the draw. Arteta out, Vieira in. Cheers.
Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 2. Wow, what an end. Like I said, it needs to start the next game. I think Pepe was kind of poor. I think Aubameyang had a good game, pressing from the front. He had a good game. Emil Smith-Rowe always driving, trying to take it to the defenders. Had a great game as well. But I don't know why we always do this. We always like to leave it late. It's so frustrating. But yeah, we got the last minute. I'll say it's undeserved. Crystal Palace played quite well. But yeah, 3 points was opportunity missed.
Well, mixed reactions there.
Yep.
Go on, Charlene. I've ranted enough. Some people are saying that I'm overreacting.
What?
Give me your thoughts. What's your kind of feeling on everything?
I mean, when we kicked off, got that early goal, we was buzzing.
This isn't.
Thinking,
This isn't.
oh
what
yeah,
you
they
think
know
is,
it's
by
all
the way.
water.
This
We've been drinking it throughout
yeah,
the stream, so
this is-
yeah, it's water.
Well, maybe it's not what I really need, but anyway.
It did actually, with the way we kicked off.
Water in a can.
I know, it feels a bit weird. When I first saw it, I was thinking,
Yeah.
oh, what alcohol is that?
Yeah.
Right,
sorry. I'll shut up about this water
No,
in a
that's
can.
all
Carry on.
right. Enjoy your water, James. Yeah, it did look like a game that we was able to win, We looked like we was up for it and was really coming for the 3 points today. However, after the first 15 minutes, we did start to dip a bit. It's like, I don't know, we just started to look a bit knackered a bit. Then I felt as well, towards the end of the first half, we did start to pick up the energy a bit more. But second half, mate, I weren't expecting that. Palace came out much better in the second half. I was devastated when they scored, and even more devastated when they scored that second goal. And it was like, wow, how do we go from being 1-0 up? Obviously you're never safe at 1-0, but how do we go from that to now being 2-1 to Palace?
Yeah. It was weird to me. I don't know. I don't know how it looked on TV. I don't know. The game on TV is different. When you're watching on TV, you've got things like commentary that kind of help build perceptions, and you've got other things. You've got what they're focusing on. when I was watching that first half, I kept thinking a better team's going to rip right through us.
Yeah.
I felt Partey looked isolated, not the first time, not his fault either. I felt in that first half the only reason we didn't concede was because Ramsdale and the back four actually kind of manoeuvred Palace away from our goal really well.
Yeah.
Every time they came forward, they did well to find the right position, just defend the right areas, push them wide. But I kept thinking, oh my God, we are not playing well here. In the second half, it was almost different in that we were maybe having a little bit more of the ball at times. Palace were having a lot of the ball as well. But actually, it was errors that cost us. It was when the midfield and the defence did switch off. And it was so disappointing because you can draw games. Hell, you can even lose games. And there's like a way to lose. And I know that's such a footballing cliche, but you can batter a team for 90 minutes, not find the back of the net, and they get a lucky goal.
Yeah.
And by the way, that happens in football more frequently than you think. Scoring goals is hard in football, but we look like we struggle to score. We look like we struggle to score goals and create chances, probably more than any other team in the league. And I genuinely mean that. Like, we find it so difficult. That's what really concerns me.
And it's been like that for some time as well.
Yeah.
You know, it is definitely, I was saying this to Harvey at half time, it's an area that we really need to fix up on because it is frustrating. You know, goals is what wins your games. And if we ain't able to score, then how are we supposed to be winning games?
Under Arteta, and there have been some quality players at the club in the 2 years, and I appreciate it needed a refresh and a transition. I appreciate all that. But under Arteta, we've really struggled to score 3, 4, 5 in a game.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 3, but 4, 5, 6 in a game. We really struggle.
Have we done that?
Like once or twice. I don't know if in the league we've scored 5 ever under Arteta.
No.
I think we scored 4, but I don't think we ever scored 5. We certainly haven't scored 6. In the Europa League, but don't talk to me about the Europa League. So we struggle for goals under Arteta, and even other managers that we banter about, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Frank Lampard for how it went wrong with all the players he had. They had games where they would destroy a team.
Yep.
They would destroy a lead 6 or whatever because the kind of the instinctiveness is there with the team, the free-flowing nature or whatever. We look so coached. I've never seen both Odegaard and Smith Rowe played as number 10s at points today. I've never seen more number 10s play not in the number 10 space.
Yeah.
That's what I found so bizarre. Like, you're not a 10. I kept thinking there were times where I've seen a lot of people online saying Pepe was poor today. I mean, very good for the first goal. I kind of agree he was poor today. But Tomiyasu wasn't overlapping.
Yeah.
He wasn't giving the defenders another dimension to the right-hand side to worry about. But I don't blame Tomiyasu because defensively, I actually think he did what he could, and Arteta doesn't ask him to get forward. So there's this horrible kind of, like, one-dimensional approach to our football. And if you keep Aubameyang quiet when he's coming to feet, and you know the space isn't behind, you've kept him quiet all game. Now, he got the goal. But after that, he was so ineffective until Lacazette came on and suddenly there was something else to work with.
Yeah.
I'm just going on another tangent here, but
No, it's true what you're saying though.
let's fly through some super chats, and we've got some more videos coming in. Remember, guys, the phone number does come up on the screen. Send them into WhatsApp. We want to hear your thoughts. Are you as wound up as I am? I'm hearing people telling me that I'm overreacting. If I am, fair enough, but I've seen too much of this for 4 or 5 years now, and 2 years under Arteta. Am I overreacting?
No, definitely not. I mean, this is a game that we should have won, really.
And not comfortably,
and it's the same mistakes though, James, and that I can understand your frustration because it's the same problems over and over.
But you know, Charlene, what winds me up, and sorry, we're going to get to these super chats, but what winds me up more, the mistakes, they're mistakes, they don't mean it. Like, people get so caught up on errors and they don't realise that players are only doing what they're instructed and they're trying, and like, yes, it could be so frustrating, especially when it's time and time again. Hell, I've been on Xhaka and Mustafi's case plenty of times for their mistakes. But when it's a one-off or whatever, yeah, that's frustrating. But the biggest sort of punch in the gut for me is watching Arsenal for 90 minutes not entertain.
Yeah.
And that is not because of the quality of player on show. It is purely down to the way the manager sets us up and the positions he asks them to get in and the football he wants them to play. It is damn right boring.
Yeah.
It is awful. It's far too inviting to the opposition.
Do you think Arteta will change that up though? Because he seems pretty, regimented. Like, this is what I want, and this is what I'm sticking to.
This is
and he's just playing
now.
it out that way until he gets the result. But
No.
it's a bit of a dangerous gamble.
I'm not trying to do revisionism here and go back on the good things he's done since the last international break. Norwich, we were better in that game. I actually thought we did control the game for most of it, but they're Norwich. Burnley, we did what we had to do to get 3 points. Spurs, we were brilliant, but again, I'm not trying to be revisionist here, but we did say, were Spurs as bad as we were good? And more and more that looks true. And Brighton got absolutely battered. We were just lucky to come away with a point. Yeah. So there is still a long way to go. We didn't lose. What's Shreth here saying? We need plan B. Pass to wings and pray has been discovered by Vieira. Ben White looks nervous and backed off for both goals. Kudos to Lacazette and Martinelli. Hard work. Yeah, I completely agree. Lacazette and Martinelli superb. I also thought Ben White looked a little tentative to go to the striker. Again, I want to watch them back.
Yeah.
Is that how it looked?
Yeah, he did. He was sort of that goal that we conceded, the first one from Palace. Ben White was literally backing all the way back to Ramsdale. And that's how we ended up conceding the goal.
Where was Gabriel? I need to.
I don't actually know where Gabriel was.
How are we so open? The one thing we haven't been under Arteta since his back four's come in is really open at the back.
Yeah.
And at 1-0 up and 1-1 really surprised me. Randy, interesting, he says, Smith Rowe cost us the game again today. At 1-0 up, he has a chance to play in Pepe and takes on a speculative shot. He also did it against Brighton.
A bit harsh.
The pass didn't look on to Pepe for me, and you can't say that cost us the game. We were 1-0 up and he was part of some of the good things we were doing. If the pass was on, fair enough. If the pass was on, I might be wrong. Made in Brooklyn says, I hate to admit it, but Xhaka's injury has exposed our midfield severely.
Do you think Xhaka was a big miss today?
Yes, if you're talking defensively and how open we were in midfield.
Yep.
I'll hold my hands up. I completely agree. He's a big miss in that sense. In terms of looking a threat going forward, absolutely not. Please don't tell me we haven't played like this for 4 years with Xhaka in midfield.
Yeah.
But you could argue that with better defensive foundations, we could have thrived going forward. So there's that, absolutely. Real Madrid Arsenal says, any gooner who still believes in Arteta is sick, unwell. Well, everyone's got their opinion. Alexander says, I had food poisoning this weekend. This result makes me sicker. Arsenal's a slow death mentally. Listen, Arsenal's not everything, don't worry. John here with the comment here. Unpopular opinion, he says Arteta doesn't know how to set up a midfield. That is looking more and more evidence. He knows how to set us up from 1/3 to the final third, but I think when we get there, we look very clueless.
What do we do?
Just give me the kind of general thoughts from the studio. Were there points where you felt Arsenal were playing well? Was there, was it Vieira just outclass Arteta? Like, what was the feeling here?
The feeling here was pretty much what you've said. First 15 minutes, we looked really good. Then, remainder of that half, we just sort of dipped. Second half, Palace were the better side. And, we was just buzzing to get that last minute equaliser.
Yeah, at least it's something. Guys, keep sending in your videos. Remember, the number comes up on the screen. We want to hear from you. I know I've been talking a lot, poor Charlie. But I was at the game. It was poor. I really want to know. So someone's already just put, Goonlad James, did you even go to the match? Yeah, I was there.
You see him rush back?
Anyway.
What was the atmosphere like in the grounds?
It was good. I mean, Lacazette was really trying to get people going. Fair play to him.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, it wasn't what I imagined, North London Derby and all that was like. But anyway, guys, keep sending your videos. Let's hear what you guys have been saying.
So that was a bit of an emotional roller coaster. A couple of things I want to say. Firstly, I'm by no means too unhappy because we did get a last minute equaliser, and that's never an awful thing. But I can't be happy at this because for most of the game we did not look good enough for me. We were losing 2-1 until whatever that was just now, like over 90 minutes. You know, I don't think that's acceptable. We're at home, we're playing against Crystal Palace, and Vieira, you know, a very new manager as well. It's just not good enough. And, you know, we've been crying out for Martinelli to play for so long. He comes on and, you know, is anyone surprised that he put in the energy that we needed? You know, he had the drive. You know, similar to Lacazette, he came on and he had the energy as well. I just don't understand why Martinelli just doesn't play. It baffles me, you know, and it really is difficult to defend Arteta because of stuff like this, you know. I just don't think today was a good enough performance at all, and I find it hard to see how anyone would be able to defend Arteta today. But, you know, a point is a point. Yeah, Partey also has to stop taking long shots because it's getting really ridiculous now.
DB, double NK, if you see me at you, you better respond. So what is that, Arsenal? You go up, show so much impetus to get that goal to go up, and then what? You just, like, get it off the ball. Is that what it is? Is that the plan? Give the ops the ball and see what they do. You're just going to sit back on one goal. You've shown you can show impetus. You've shown the quality of your play. You've shown your players do have the quality to get at the ups. And then you get the goal. And then you think, right, let's sit on this goal for the rest of this game. You get ups the ball and you let them take the game. Do you not think at some point this manager is going to figure out a way to get at you? Which he does. And now you got Martinelli trying to make some individual brilliance out there. He eventually gets us a corner. And then we get an equalizer. Oh my God. So now, is the process the players? Is the project the players or the manager? Who's the process project, the players or the manager? Because it's looking like the manager right now. It's looking like we're schooling the manager right now. Are you telling me Mavropanos, Saliba, and Guendouzi can't get in that team? I'll tell you one thing. Guendouzi would have won us that game today. We would have drawn. He would have had the passion, just as much as Martinelli, as Emil Smith-Rowe, to drag us a win out of that game. I don't care what you say. Arteta out. I've been that. I will still be that till nigga, what?
Oh, sorry. Sound issues. Would Guendouzi have made a difference?
I mean, we were speaking about Guendouzi earlier, you know. Was the loan move a good move? I mean, in your opinion?
We needed a player in there today that was almost going to say, F the rules, I'm doing it my way.
Yeah.
And Guendouzi always kind of had that about him. I'm looking at the team, and, you know, I understand that we were watching the goals. This is what you guys are saying. We were watching the goals back as well. You know, it is poor from Gabriel, but, you know, Benteke shimmied it and it's a good strike, and Ben White's dropping off. And yeah, but at the same time, the defence were a big part of why there weren't more openings for Palace. I kind of don't really mind. Okay, this is gonna sound wild. I don't even care that much about conceding 2 goals. Liverpool for a long time under Klopp were conceding goal after goal after goal, but they scored a load.
Yeah.
And that is, for me, the biggest thing. Like, people might look at the defence again. They might look at whether Ramsdale could have done better on the Edouard goal. I've seen enough from the back four to suggest, listen, it's good enough. Even early on, I think it's good enough to do something this season, to do top 6, maybe at a push with a good manager and a very push, and someone slips out, maybe challenge for top 4. But for me, it's how poor we look going forward. What do you think? Is it the personnel? Is it the system? Does Arteta not motivate them enough? Like, why can Arsenal not score goals?
It must be the tactics, you know. I reckon that's what the problem is, you know, the tactics, as to why we ain't scoring. In terms of the motivation, you know, second half, I mean, if we started dipping in the first half, looking a bit flat, we were saying, all right, we need it to be half time now. So what is the talk in the change room at half time?
Yeah.
You know, that is when you need to be, you know, getting the players geared up to come out in the second half and push. Yeah, we was 1-0 up, okay, but now we need to fight even harder.
Yeah.
Forget the goal we've already got. We need to come out as if it's still 0-0.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because that's what Palace done. They came out and they showed fight, and that's how they managed to get the 2 goals as well.
Yeah, I can.
So, you know, he does need to be able to motivate the players a bit more.
Yeah.
I think there was some stats earlier talking about how many goals we actually get in the second half, and it isn't many.
No.
So that sort of says it all.
It kind of tells you everything, isn't it? That if Arsenal start a game well, they'll get their goals or whatever. But ultimately, when we need one, or when we're kind of comfortable, with what we got, we don't have that kind of grand finale to a game. I know we kind of had it today. Guys, keep sending your videos in. We're going to go to some more, but I want to ask you something. We'll get this conversation out of the way early. Were the players right to celebrate the way they did for that equaliser? I asked that with no opinion, by the way. I'll let you know what I think. But
yeah, we were, because I mean, obviously we wanted 3 points, and yeah, definitely we were celebrating because it's much better to get a draw than to lose. So 100% in that respect. But in terms of the play, it wasn't good enough. But to get a draw is much better than losing the game.
It always worries me when there's a bit of a disconnect between the players and the fans in terms of standard. And I'll be honest, maybe they knew, because I want to really look at all angles of this. Why am I analysing a celebration? That might sound crazy, but it's all about kind of standard. It's all about the mentality of the players, the group, or whatever. Now, the ref might have said to them, "Guys, this is the last attack. You know, we've all played. I'll ask the ref, like, how long?" They'll go, "This is it." Now, that in that case, absolutely fair enough. You saved the point. You got a goal. Like I said, it made a difference. Fine. For me personally, Emirates crowd, lose your mind. Like, cool, we've scored, we've equalised, that's fine. But while that's happening, I want to see the players getting that ball, getting it back, putting it on the centre circle, and hurrying Palace to get on with it. But again, maybe they were told, that there wasn't long left. This was the last attack.
Yeah, it was literally in terms of the time, because obviously you didn't have the clock, did you?
Yeah, no. Well, I couldn't see the clock, so thanks, Arsenal. Yeah, okay, and in that case, fair enough. But still, there was an injury early and added time, and you just still say it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The guy said, I mean, was it Van Persie who scored, and then they slipped from kickoff, and Fabregas went and scored against Spurs?
Yeah,
you just say never, and that kind of wound me up. We've got another clip. Just one sec. Vijay with a super chat says, "We are too vulnerable when teams press us. I don't like Xhaka, but I don't think he would have given away the ball like Lokonga." I wouldn't be so sure about that, if I'm honest. But I know what you mean, generally. Even with VAR, we can't get a red card for the Saka challenge. What's the point? I agree. That is an absolute red card. Mohan says, why is no one talking about MacArthur foul on Saka? That was a malicious tackle.
About it. It was the first thing we spoke about.
Yeah. Says he's probably not playing against Villa. It's a straight red. For me, it's an absolute straight red. There's absolutely no question about it. But it's not the reason why we didn't win this game, because we were 1-0 up when that incident happened. Right, more clips. Let's go through them, guys.
2 points dropped again. Arteta showing that he's incompetent again. If you look at the 4 guys behind the striker, they call for Lacazette straight away. You get Lacazette up front. The guys, they can feed off him. He can hold up. He can link up. You might as well play Saka on the right. No Pepe. Play Oba on the left if it has to be. 2 of them in the game same time. Yeah, but 2 points lost again, man. Yeah, Brighton, this one, Arteta, I don't know.
Condolences to all Arsenal fans from Russia. How dare you celebrate that fucking draw? How dare you? We were playing Crystal Palace at home, and they came to the Emirates and wiped the floor with us, with our team, without their best player. Zaha wasn't playing. This club is a joke. I still don't understand what does Odegaard offer to this team. As a number 10, he's shit. Playing in number 8 alongside Partey, he's also shit. I don't understand what's the big fuzz about him, why we kept waiting all summer to sign him. What does he offer? And so many people told me that Arteta is so good with young players. Look what he's done at Man City. Look at Saliba, look at Guendouzi, look at Maitland-Niles, look at Martinelli lately. Arteta is shit. He kept talking about his philosophy since he took this job, and he's done nothing. We can't see any results, no productivity. Where is this team going? Stop being deluded.
You know, I never thought top 4 was a possibility for us, but with Man United's poor, run of form and the upcoming fixtures that they have and how bad they've been, it really makes top 4 a possibility for us. But it's days like today where that possibility once again becomes something that's very out of reach for us. It's these kind of weekends when Man United has, a poor result that we need to capitalize on, especially with opposition like this at home, and we don't. And what's the most annoying thing is that we gifted them 2 goals. An error from Partey and then an error from Lokonga. It's just, what can you do? I guess the only good thing is that we didn't give up. We didn't let our heads drop. We kept on fighting, and we pulled that goal back at the end, and we were able to rescue a point. But we got to do better. And those individual mistakes, that's the Arsenal of old. We need to move forward, get that out of our game. So, disappointed. We have another game on Friday. Let's pick up the 3 points then and kick on.
Yeah, mixed opinions there.
I mean, the second fan, he literally just said it how it was, isn't it? He weren't happy with us celebrating the equaliser, which I can understand because it does feel like it is 2 points dropped. It's a game that we should have really won. I mean, even in the build-up, we were saying, we're at home. Palace are coming to us. This is a game that we should be winning.
Yeah.
So it is frustrating.
For where Arsenal Football Club are, you can go to Selhurst Park, put in that exact same performance, that game happens the way it does, you get a last minute equaliser and be happy about it.
Yeah.
You weren't great away from home against a decent, and we know they're a decent side. Like let's not kind of rewrite the story here. We were sitting here going, we know they lost to Anfield, but they actually played quite well that day. We know they beat Spurs. We know they did well against Leicester, against West Ham, against Brentford. So they're no mugs, Palace. Mm-hmm. But we're meant to be a level above that. We're meant to be a cut above that. And we're really, really not.
We're not showing it at all.
We really are in that mid-table bracket. And the reason we're in that mid-table bracket is because some games we can be brilliant. Spurs, first 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Gritty against Burnley. We have that in us. Find a way to get points and last-minute equalise all that. We can also be awful. And every word that second guy used, forgive me, I forgot his name, but I know he's a regular, so thank you for sending videos in. When he uses those words, they're accurate sometimes for what we are. And Palace did come here, and they didn't park the bus, and they didn't hit us on the counter-attack, and they didn't try and just soak it up and see what they could get. They were genuinely the better team.
Yeah, they were.
And that is so disappointing. Friday, Aston Villa. Where do we go from there?
Mate, this morning I came into the game like, yes, we're going to get a win. I mean, when we see performances like that, it just sort of rails us back down to reality of where we really are. Villa, will we get a win? Will we get another draw?
Villa are better than Palace.
Exactly. So it's looking like it is going to be a tough game.
Well, at least I think they are, but I never know. We make everyone look good.
Oh, God. I mean, another draw wouldn't surprise me at all.
I think some really blunt decisions need to be made by Arteta now. And to a degree, people felt he made them, and people are saying this is his team. And I agree, and I'm not disagreeing with any of that. This is his team. I don't think he's going out doing what he thinks he should do against what he wants to do. I believe he's doing what he wants to do. But Lacazette fundamentally suits what our team needs right now. More. Yeah. We played our best football last season with Lacazette up front. Mm-hmm. We won at we won at Leicester last season, Lacazette up front. We won actually not at the Bridge, to be fair. We beat Chelsea 3-1, Lacazette up front. We beat Man United at Old Trafford, Lacazette up front. He suits what we want to do. He gets us from defence to attack far more cleanly than Aubameyang. Now, Aubameyang had some nice moments, some nice flicks. His work rate was superb.
Yeah,
I'll give Aubameyang massive credit for that.
He had a good game.
I love that. I thought his goal was really well taken. So I'm not trying to diminish everything Aubameyang does. Please don't get me wrong, because I love the guy. What I'd rather is a coach who can come in and get the best out of Aubameyang.
Yeah.
And then everyone wins. But if it's about Arteta and what he's trying to do in the system, Lacazette suits it more for me, and comfortably suits it more. What do you think of it? What do you think of that?
Would you sort of have both of them?
They look quite good together
They did
today.
look good together.
But no, I've got more than enough evidence that doesn't really work.
Okay.
Yeah, today it kind of did, but it's frantic, isn't it? It's the last one. It wasn't frantic enough, but it should be anyway. Let's go through some more super chats. Apologies, guys. Mick says, I think the substitution of Sambi Lokonga lost us the game. He's not ready for the Premier League. We got rid of our best prospects, Matteo Guendouzi and William Saliba. Lacazette brought us fresh air, but it wasn't enough.
Just expanding on that a bit. Would you have subbed on Lokonga or perhaps Maitland-Niles?
I think we needed an extra body in midfield. I think Partey looked overrun. Guys, please, there's this tendency to say the goals happened after Lokonga came on, so it must be because of Lokonga.
Yeah, we can't blame it on Lokonga.
We were bad in that first half.
Yeah.
Seeing it, so I had a really good view of it from the first half. I was kind of high up watching Arsenal's defence that first half, and they were just steamrolling through us. There was no midfield. I think what does expression say? Donut FC, because there's no hole in the middle.
Oh, okay.
There's a massive hole in midfield in the middle, and that's I can't deliver it as eloquently and as hilariously.
Donut FC, fam.
There you go.
Sounds a bit more like him.
but something needed to change. I don't think Lokonga did that badly, but obviously he makes a mistake. But
Partey made mistakes.
Partey made mistakes, and also
Tomiyasu made mistakes. So we can't just pinpoint one player.
And also, I think they made mistakes while also still playing quite well. It's more what we did in the final third that bothered me. And as much as Partey and Lokonga's errors were poor, Gabriel and White have to get in front. They have to block that ball, and they didn't. And then questionable with Ramsdale on the second goal. He looks too low for me. Like when that strike for the second goal comes, he looks really low, like he's anticipating a low effort. So
Did he have a clear vision?
Maybe not, which is another good point. Anyway, more clips, guys. Remember, the video appears. What are Arsenal doing to me? The number appears on screen. We want to hear your thoughts via video. Send them on WhatsApp. And we've got a couple more here.
Listen, what a result in the end. I would have definitely taken that over loss any day of the week. Obviously, I'm not happy that we didn't win the game, but you can't be greedy. Beggars can't be choosers. At the end of the game, I was on my knees praying for a goal. Lacazette, oh my God. What a saviour. Honestly, what a saviour. I went ballistic after we scored that, honestly, like, my heart was racing. All right, on to my next point. Saka, as you can see on the back of my shirt, I don't know if you saw that, but basically, if Saka never came off the pitch, Arteta probably wouldn't have ever brought on Lokonga, he gave away the ball for Edouard's counter-attack and that goal, So I blame MacArthur for swiping Saka and injuring him. I don't know how long he's out for, but that's a disaster, man. Like, he costed us a goal, pretty much. He indirectly costed us a goal, because definitely, I think if Saka would have stayed on the pitch, that incident would have never happened, because Lokonga would have never been there. And also, now we have Saka out for a few games. Hopefully not. Hopefully he recovers during the week, and he can start on Friday against Aston Villa. But we missed out on a win today. 2 points dropped, but considering the circumstances, 1 point gains in the end. So, I'll take that.
That wasn't the result we needed, but, a point is better than no point. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, man. I don't know if we're just tired, or, I don't know, we're just, concentration was not there. Concentration wasn't there. Literally, all the goals just lapse of, no concentration. Lacazette was just man of the match, and he just came on. Man just showed everything, bro. But we move on and just see what the next game says. Really wanted this W, but we move. I don't know. I'm not really gonna complain. Don't have the energy for it anyway. So.
Evening, all. My name's Rich. Eagle-eyed football. Now I'm mad disappointed. Oh man. Felt like after conceding, controlled the game. We were on top for large parts and stuff, and then I think we deservedly went in front. And it's just kind of frustrating to concede in the manner which we did. A couple of weeks ago against Brighton, we conceded a late goal as well. So it's a hurdle we need to overcome, because otherwise we're going to be dropping too many points. But that's the one mistake Patrick made, bringing in Tompkins. Kind of invites pressure on that. So, yeah, gutted. Should have beaten you. Should have won this game. Anyway, peace.
Palace fans are gutted they didn't beat us. Hey, Turkish. Sorry, Charlene's left. It's not Charlene anymore. It's Turkish. Give me. I don't know. I'm sure you've done a fan cam or whatever. Give me your thoughts. What? Well, we just. It looked to me at the ground, we were outclassed from when we scored to about the last 5 minutes, where we finally looked like we were trying to do something a bit more frantic. And from when Tierney hit the crossbar, I thought, okay, all right, at least we're pinning them back. So what are we talking about? 75 minutes of football there, where I thought we were pretty appalling.
Well, that's a good assessment of it from a TV perspective as well.
Okay, good.
I often like watching it both. When I used to go every single game of the season and come home, I'd rewatch the 90 minutes because it's a different perspective. More often than not, someone watching at the game has different best moments, best players, or thoughts about the game than someone watching from home. Not today.
Yeah.
If that's your assessment today from the ground, that's my assessment from a TV perspective. 10 minutes, 15 minutes max, we looked the dominant team, or the team that looked like we're going to be on the front foot. Quickly, Palace took over, started controlling things. 10-15 minute period up until half an hour mark, they had about 67-70% possession. And from there, I thought half time might be the decisive intervention needed from Arteta, especially when Ramsdale made that great save.
Lucky to go in one of that.
I think when you see that on the TV, I don't know if you've had a chance to see it again, but it was nestling in. It was a great save. We got away with it just before half time, and the second half starts, and it looks like Vieira got his boys going harder than Arteta got us going. And from there it was 45 minutes even of not dominance from Palace, but a lack of anything to worry about.
For me, there are one of three reasons why we can go 1-0 up. We can start a game 1 and go 1-0 up, and then it play out the way it did. So either Crystal Palace are a better team and have better players than Arsenal. Second option is Patrick Vieira is a better coach than Mikel Arteta. Third option, Arteta is happy after going a goal up to say, take it easy now. We don't need to overcommit. We don't need to overexert ourselves. One should be enough. We'll probably find the space for a second. Which or what combination of those three do you think it is?
Palace's team is not better than Arsenal's team.
I completely agree.
I'll eliminate that one out of the two, and probably the two remaining. It's a mix of those. I'm not going to say Vieira is a better manager than Arteta. I'm not going to say Arteta's better manager than Vieira. But today, Vieira got a lot more right than Mikel did.
Yeah.
Vieira's imprint on his Palace side was a lot more evident than Arteta's imprint on the Arsenal side was, which, when you consider one has been in his place for 2 months and 8 games, and the other for 2 years and over 50-60 games, that is quite shocking.
Yeah.
So yes, Arteta definitely has to take a large chunk of the blame. I feel like a lot of the players didn't show the fight I'd expect them to show following a decent run and potentially further moving up the table. I feel like a lot of the players out there didn't have that hunger fight. When Lacazette came on, Lacazette added something.
I thought he was great. Man of the match for me. I'm not even joking. Not the whole game. Arsenal's man of the match.
Yeah. Well, I'd probably say Ramsdale, but
but
sure. I get why you'd say Lacazette, because after
Ramsdale,
there's not much credit to give apart from Lacazette. I think after Ramsdale. So yeah, Lacazette come on and he not changed things completely, but he added something that we was missing, which was fight. A bit of hunger. He rallied the crowd. He got at the end of things. He took charge of the ball, took on players.
He got into dangerous areas and said, give me the ball. And I'll either win you a foul, or I'll try roll this guy, or I'll try one to it. Something. He was... Suddenly Aubameyang looked involved when he came on.
Yeah, and how long did that Lacazette get? 20 minutes?
Yeah, about 20 minutes, yeah.
In those 20 minutes...
maybe longer, maybe about 25, 26.
In those 20-25 minutes, we saw him... I remember one moment on the left, he picked up the ball, took on a man, cut in, and had a shot. It was a wild shot. But he beat a man, got into a goal-scoring opportunity, and had a shot which was way off goal.
Yeah.
I didn't see Oba do that for 70 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, Oba pressed well.
Worked very hard.
Yeah, he worked hard. I'll give him credit, but that's what you think Oba brings is, yes, he can drop a shoulder, he can take on a man, he can beat a man, he can have a shot on goal. But in the 70 minutes, we didn't see that. Yes, he scored a goal. It was a rebound. He done well to get on the end of it. Don't get me wrong. But Laka comes on and shows that. Nah, I'm not saying Laka over Oba. But what I'm saying is we have problems. I'm saying we need to move on from both in the next 1-2 years, which is by force anyway, contractually anyway. But what I am saying is that there's something wrong. And the something wrong now is the same something wrong that was last season, which was predominantly goals and transition and being clinical.
Yeah.
So nothing's changed in that department, even though we've spent 150 mil.
Got a couple more things I want to bring up sort of in the last 5-10 minutes of this stream or whatever. Guys, we will try to place some final clips as well, so do send them in. The number appears on the screen as you see. Tactical insights going to come out tomorrow. Graham and I will we'll kind of review where this went wrong from Arsenal's perspective and all tactically, let's say. When I watch Arsenal, we start with a 4-3-3 or a 4-1-4-1, whatever you want to call it. In principle, they should be very, very similar formations. But I watched Palace quite often in that game have Ayew and Edouard, who are the wingers, actually quite close to Benteke, and they're trying to squeeze Arsenal. They're trying to make it very narrow in the middle so that the forward passes weren't there. What that also means is when they do nick it, they've got 3 players in already very dangerous positions. Arsenal sat back, didn't really press throughout the game, and we had Saka and Pepe really quite deep, almost protecting our fullbacks. Like we were worried about the Palace overlap or whatever threat they might have. So when we win the ball back, you've not only got to get the right pass, but you've got to charge into the right area to be dangerous. So the whole counter-attack just completely falls apart because once you've won the ball, you've then got to do the work to get into the right positions. Great counter-attacking sides know that balance between I'm covering this area, I know what's going on behind me, but I'm also a threat. There are times where Palace had a throw in that first half, and we had, and I'm not joking, all 11 players from like 18 yards from our goal. Like they're all in that kind of space from goal line to kind of penalty area. And I thought, at least leave one up there, just so you're giving their defenders something to think about. Yeah. It's unbelievable how much we invite pressure. Don't even get me started on the sort of Pepe on the right, Saka on the left. I mean, I don't know what Arteta... Did he not even learn from the good things last season, which is that Pepe looks more of a goal threat on the left. Saka does bits on the right because he's more two-footed. That was disappointing. But I just couldn't believe that even at 1-up, we didn't think, you know what? Palace aren't really a team to break you down and score a load of goals. Let's let them come at us, but we'll go punch for punch because we'll have 2-3 players up there for the counter. And I thought we looked abysmal in that area. How we can't counter-attack at home when 1-0 up is shocking to me. I mean, does this come from... It must be instruction, isn't it? This is coaching. This isn't the players.
Yeah. I'd have to agree. I'd have to agree because I see something in the players we've got. That something is not top 4, is not a challenge for the Premier League title, it's not anything like that. So don't mix my words up. Yeah. But I see something more than I've seen from the personnel we've had over the last 5 years and so on. So I'd have to look at Arteta and say, what are you doing, mate? Yeah. Because at the same time, this match here follows an international break, follows a 4-game streak of 3 wins and 1 draw, and you've got everyone bar Granit Xhaka fit, healthy, ready to play. Yeah. And you pull out a performance like that. It's not, the timelines are not making sense to me because he talked about a project going bang February times, saying, you know, one day this project will go bang and it'll make sense essentially. Yeah. Well, I think coming up to 2 years into your reign with 2 transfer windows where a lot say you've been heavily backed, I'd say he's been backed, yes. Yeah. I think you need to be showing something. Like I said at the beginning of coming on, Vieira and his Palace side showed more what he's trying to do today than what Arsenal showed me and Arteta. I walk away from this game knowing more Arteta's style of play knowing more Vieira's style of play than Arteta's. How? I've been watching Arteta for 1.5 years, 2 years. How has Vieira shown me what he wants to do in one game that Arteta hasn't in 60, 70, whatever it is?
Absolutely. I agree with you. Let's, at the risk of being called delusional positive fans, let's have a look at the other side of it. 2 Premier League games in a row we should have lost, somehow snuck points out of them.
Yeah.
Goal late in the game. We've talked about the celebration, trust me. We've talked about that bloody celebration. For what it's worth, I'm of the opinion fans celebrate, but lads, go get the ball. But I was saying that maybe the ref told them this was the last attack, so maybe that was in their minds, like it's now or never to get a point, and fair enough if that's true. But we've not lost, and we should have lost at Brighton. We should have lost against Palace. Is there something, my God, like something we can take from that?
If Leicester away will tell us if there's something we can take from today, because there's a run of games every team has throughout the season where you look at and you say you can build a bit of momentum up here. You can rack a few points up and you can put yourself in a good position going into a difficult run of games. Now we've faced Brentford, we lost. We've faced Brighton, we've drawn. We've faced Palace, we've drawn. Games you'd want to be winning, essentially expect to be winning. So if that's what we're doing, and if we're going to look at this as a potential positive at the end of the season, then it's going to have to be coupled with big wins against big sides. Yes, we've got one against Tottenham. We got smashed by City and Chelsea.
Yeah.
Let's see what Leicester can do. You saw what Leicester can do against Man United.
Yeah.
So let's see what we do against them. We got Villa in between, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not seeing past that game, because Villa is the level we're at right now.
Yeah.
We are where we are. We play Villa this week, 1 place below us. We play Leicester next week, 1 place above us at this moment in time.
Yeah.
So let's see what we do with the teams around us. Let's see if this position is what do people call it? A position that doesn't justify
false position,
or whether this is a warranted position now.
Yeah. Well, we'll learn a lot about that against Villa, then Leicester away, then Watford at home. Let me ask you something. The last couple. Let's say, I've heard a lot from Arsenal fans, what's Arteta's style of play? That's always been a big kind of discussion point. I've always argued back, I've actually kind of rebutted that and said, no, there is a style of play, I just don't think we're very good at it, and that is the Pep Guardiola way, the dominating possession, the dominating space, all that kind of, I don't want to say nonsense, but I do think it's kind of, people play on it too much, let's say.
Did Palace end with more possession than us today?
I can't even remember.
They ended the first half with more possession.
I wouldn't even be surprised if they did. I'll have a look for that while you give me your answer to this. But what I was basically going to ask is this... I'll ask you this, and we'll go some clips, and you give me your thoughts. Is this sustainable, this kind of style of play? We'll discuss it. Let's get some clips. Guys, send in your videos. We want to hear thoughts.
LVU, a big gas for dying, but I rate the passion though. And you know this team here, they're too inconsistent. They can't do shit. They're shit attacking wise. Arteta out. And yeah, I got college tomorrow. I got to take off some excuses so I don't get violated.
Big up AFTV. I'm kind of disappointed with the result. I felt like it was our chance to close the gap on like the top 4. We could have been 1 point off United, but I guess we never take our opportunities. That's just us now. We never take our chance. Even if we have a chance to be top of the league, we'll never take it, guaranteed. So, yeah, man, I'm kind of disappointed. Happy for Laka, though I feel like he deserves some game time. Pretty good player. Pepe, we need to sell that guy. He's straight trash. I'm sorry to say this, but that guy is garbage. It's straight garbage. Thanks, guys.
To be honest with you guys, it's even quite surprising for me that everybody are, that angry about this draw and everything. I mean, for the last, I don't know how many years, what exactly about our club has, giving you the confidence and screamed confidence, and consistency. Absolutely nothing. And that's obviously coming from, from the board. I may sound a bit like Turkish, but, fuck that. It's obvious that everything about our football club is a reflection of how we are run, from the Kroenke family and everything. So till that is a fact that it's not changing, that's gonna be it. We're not gonna be a consistent football club. We're gonna win some, we're gonna lose some, we're gonna draw some games, look fantastic in other games and this and that, but that's it. I mean, that's how the football club has been run for a lot of years already. So it's quite surprising to me that everybody are that frustrated. I'm annoyed, don't get me wrong, but you know, what do we expect? On the back of what happened already with Newcastle, their fan base won. Fucking Man United got a freaking super transfer window, and even now, before the Liverpool game, they're gonna protest against the ownership. So what the fuck we are doing? I mean,
yeah, I hear that side of things. What do we expect? I think we expect that after £150 million spent, we can beat Crystal Palace at home.
Yeah.
But, you know, I asked that question before the break about... before the break, I'm talking like I'm on ITV. But before the clips came in, thanks to everyone who's been sending them in, by the way. If you ever want to have your say, the number comes up on the WhatsApp. Do you know what's been a long day, Turkish? The number comes up on screen and you can send it on WhatsApp.
Any fun facts for us?
Let's leave that. Let's leave that. Go check out AFTV Extra if you want to know what he's talking about. That was a bad moment. It has been a long day. I asked if this style of football is sustainable, and what I mean by sustainable is, Arsenal fans are going to buy into it. Are they going to enjoy it? Is it going to get better? Are we going to look like Man City one day? Are we going to win games playing this way?
No.
Good answer.
I think that's all, folks.
Yeah, I think that's all. We're going to wrap up in one sec. Just quickly, let's end on a positive. Why not? Anyone stand out for you player-wise? Anything? I thought Martinelli and Lacazette made a difference. They got to play.
They made a difference. Ramsdale, I think, is the only starting player that comes out with any real credit.
Yeah.
But essentially, it's just, it's the roundabout, James. I've mentioned it before. I'll mention it again, I'm sure, in a year, in 3 years, in 5 years with this owner. I felt like this before. We've seen a performance like that before. We've seen us turn a corner, pick up some wins, go on a 20-plus unbeaten streak with Emery. Yeah. It still will fizzle out to this in the end.
Yeah.
So essentially, I'm here just watching. And you can't even say enjoying the ride because there's nothing to enjoy. Just watching and hoping and praying that it does change. But essentially, knowing that with this owner, it can't.
Not significantly anyway.
No, it can't, yeah.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Unless you get a Jurgen Klopp.
Unless he pulls one of those out the bag, but instead they're pulling things out the bag that listen, Arsenal are more focused, on tricking the fans and painting a picture when the reality is different behind the scene. They're more focused on that than actually fixing the reality. They know the reality is fucked. But instead of saying, let's fix that, they're saying, how do we make sure that they don't know the reality is fucked?
Yeah.
Until they realize that they need to fix this for that to change, we're not going to get anywhere. Do you get what I'm saying? And I can really delve into this I know we was about to wrap up, but fuck it. They was about to today. They released that
can of water.
That they released the pictures of the new tunnel and the new dressing room and stuff that. Yeah. Go outside the Emirates and see the cannon. The gold cannon is peeling, showing silver around the edges. Go and see the red around the stadium is orange and light pink now. Yeah. Don't show me just the tunnel and say this is what we'll do. Yeah. The celebration wall's another one.
Vandalised and all. Yeah.
Listen. There's a lot at this club wrong. Where the players train, I know for a fact there's leaks in those roofs.
Yeah.
Where the players are training, there's leaks with buckets picking up water. Where Ober is, where Partey is coming from Atletico Madrid and Simeone, where Tierney is. Well, if they don't even care about the players' facilities, they don't care about the fans and all of that. Then on the other hand, you've got the Arteta Q&A. Yeah, where a lot of people on Twitter exposed that the questions on the Q&A came from fake accounts or accounts made that month. Yeah, all manipulated, all questions probably from the club to the club. Manipulated, yeah? Paint a picture. The day Ronaldo signed for United, yeah? And I was going to bring this up later on down the line. All of this stuff in conjunction proves my point. The day Ronaldo signed for United, Arsenal, you can go back on Twitter and see this. Arsenal, when Man United released on Twitter that they signed Ronaldo, Arsenal released on Twitter some community thing where they had two guys. I'm not going to mention their names or anything. You will see it if you go back there. And they say, Arsenal, the community, look at the diverse nature of fans. And then you click the article and you see multiple quotes from those two Arsenal fans, yeah? I know one of those guys. Oh, no. Yeah? The quotes didn't come from him.
Okay, bloody hell.
The pictures are him. Yeah. The quotes didn't come from him. Put all these things together, and it tells you what this club is. And then you wonder why after 2-2 with Palace, I'm like this. Just that.
Yeah.
Because I know what this club is doing. I know what instead of fixing the reality, they're trying to make sure we don't know it. Therefore, taking their attention away from fixing the reality. So it's either you don't care about the reality, or you're so focused in painting a picture to everyone else and squeezing the market of money and Arsenal Football Club that you're forgetting the reality. Either way, it's too far gone now for me to have any hope with this ownership. So it is what it is. We move.
The PR thing's always been a bit of a we're not stupid. Like we all notice things, and one of the things that really got me was. Do you remember when Edu did his interview after the first international break? And a lot of us said, there was debate. Listen, forget what he said. A lot of people weren't happy with what was said and kind of the state of the interview and all that. I said, listen, I'll be honest, he's trying to communicate with us. That's kind of how I saw him, maybe ignorantly, maybe naively. And then the same interview, so that was with Sky Sports, and the same interview comes out on Arsenal's channel, and you think, like, you're trying too hard now. And that's when you know that the message is watered down, and that's when you know that actually is it really coming from the right place, or you're just trying to force it down our throat that this summer the money we spent was right. And it starts to feel a little bit more like that. This has all come from the video that fan sent. Forgive me, I forgot your name. By the way, put your videos on these names, because I'd love to be able to actually credit you guys properly. But who said, he's not surprised. This shouldn't be a surprise, and he's not as disappointed. I want to look at the other side of that. Arsenal have played terribly again, found a way to get a point, scored a couple goals. Some signings are looking. I thought Tomiyasu was good today. I know a lot of people on his back. I actually thought he did well defensively for a lot of the game. Ramsdale looked good, and I think there's still assets at Arsenal. There are still things that I'm weirdly excited about for the future, like Smith Rowe and Saka and Odegaard and whatever. But like, my God, we're wasting time. And if Arteta doesn't fix it, then someone else needs to come in who can. Now, people will say Brighton was a decent point, and then we went on a good run, and it's 11 points out of 15, and we need to stop complaining. I don't see it that way. I see it as the 3 games we won look more like the blip than the way we started the season, and that's slightly concerning, because how many games we played? 8. We've won 3 of them. That's not good. We played well in 40. I'm going to say an accumulative 60 minutes of it across 8 games, and that's worrying. Do you want to round up? Give us your final.
People can go back 2 games, paint a picture. Go back 5 games, paint a picture. 7 months, paint a picture. 2 years, paint a picture. The only picture is Invincibles. Nothing. That's the picture, and that's why I want to leave it at. Invincibles, then nothing. Yeah, we can argue about everything else, but that's essentially what it is.
Yeah. Well, guys, sorry I couldn't be more cheery. I mean, I was so excited to come in, watch Arsenal win. I 1-0 up early on. I thought, perfect. That's what suits this team. And I was going to come back and do this show, and we were going to say 4 wins out of 5 with a draw in there. Villa on the weekend and a win on a Friday night, and you win that game and we're in the top 4. And that would have been unbelievable for where we started. And with other teams still to play, we'd have been sitting 4th on Friday night if we beat Villa. And we've had that reality check. Some people say Brighton was a reality check. I didn't see it completely as that, but yeah, this really was.
We have a lot of those.
Yeah,
we have a reality check or two every month.
Yeah,
you know,
if not more,
if
often
not
than
every week. But that's with Europe. But
Exactly.
people.
That's been full time. I've been at the game. You've been here in the studio. Yeah, it's been a rough one. But we'll be back as always. Tactical Insight tomorrow. Bias Premier League. All that. We'll keep delivering, even if Arsenal won't. So yeah, we'll do our best. Anyway, all right, guys. Thanks as always. We'll see you next time.
1 in 8 men will get prostate cancer in their lifetime. For black men like me, that risk rises to 1 in 4. They're truly shocking stats, which is why I want everyone to take the Prostate Cancer UK's online risk checker right now. If you catch prostate cancer early, there's a good chance that it can be successfully treated. So don't leave it to luck. Check your risk and find out what to do next at prostatecanceruk.org/riskcheck. Men, we're with you.